Now the elder statesman of the NFL, Adam Vinatieri, set to get us started. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Last year's #1 overall pick, here he comes. He'll be leading them and looking for an improvement in year 2, Jared Goff.
And when you get picked #1 in the NFL, people expect you to play early. The Rams elected to bring him along slowly, ended up starting down the stretch. Brand new staff in place now. We'll see how things continue to pick up for him. But the talent, it's undeniable. This young man can wing it.
That's caught by his rookie tight end. It's Gerald Everett. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now on second down, this is Gurley. Shedding through the defense. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. Last year, Gurley, 74% of LA's carries. That's the highest percentage in the league.
But no real payoff because they finished 31st in the league in rushing. I think as a team, they ran for 78 yards per game. They had a 1,000-yard receiver in Kenny Britt out wide, but they really didn't scare people downfield. And because of that, they stacked the line of scrimmage and stuffed the run game.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
They'll run it now. Here's Dunbar. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that is incomplete.
Used to have a coach who used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the very, very talented Andrew Luck.
And one thing you should never question with him is toughness. Second shoulder surgery that he's coming off of, but he played through it last year. What do you have, 31 touchdowns and over 4,200 yards passing?
Yep.
This is a guy who's one tough hombre.
Second fastest to 15,000 passing yards in NFL history. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Aaron Donald able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of 3. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
At one point, the LA Rams defensive front 4 was made up of 4 first-round draft picks, but maybe the best of them all at that time. And still is Aaron Donald. Yeah, he's a force.
Former Pitt Panther, and we were praising him a lot last year during our weekly commentary updates, weren't we?
Yeah, strength, quickness, mobility, he has it all. 4th in the Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2016. There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was. the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Rams will go on offense here for the 1st and 10. For the Rams, let's take a peek back to 2016. That was their first season in L.A. since '94. Didn't go as planned. While they started the year 3-1, they wound up losing 11 of their final 12. And as a franchise, the Rams have now missed the playoffs 12 straight years. Only Cleveland and Buffalo have longer streaks.
Last year was such a crazy year for the Rams. Look, so many expectations being back in L.A., but it's really a year of being unsettled. People had to find places to live, training camp facilities. How do you even get to the airport? They had to take a bus everywhere, to the airport, to the stadium for home games, you name it. This year should be a little bit easier for them. Brand new coaching staff in place, and I really think that their young quarterback, Jared Goff, has a chance to make a big-time jump. The guy I'm looking forward to watching, a rookie receiver out of Eastern Washington, Cooper Kupp. I'm saying 60 catches or more his rookie year.
Wow, going on the record. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Kendall Langford with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Charles, let's talk about these Indianapolis Colts as their offense comes back out. You know, they seem to be on a steady rise a few years back. 3 straight 11-5 seasons have been followed, though, by back-to-back 8-8 years. So not good in a relatively weak AFC South.
They used to run that division. That was theirs to lose. Now they're trying to get back to the top. And I think that they figured out that, hey, Andrew Luck at quarterback, that guides us in a big way. We're fine on offense. They spent their first 3 draft picks in 2017 all on defense. 2 secondary guys and a pass rusher, Malik Hooker being the top guy. They expect that to help them win the AFC South.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Mark Barron coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Now Luck. And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
And a solid run down inside the 30. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Luck. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
And Adam Vinatieri, still going strong at the age of 44, the oldest player in the NFL, entered the league in 1996.
And to put that into perspective, his age, you know who was born in December of 95? This year's #1 overall pick, Myles Garrett.
How about that? And Adam Vinatieri, still making big kicks all along the way.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrored.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Henry Anderson in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Let's take a look at Michael Brocker's defensive tackle. This is a young man who understands leverage. Rarely do I see him bowled over by an offensive lineman. Usually he's the one who's underneath them, moving them, creating space, and getting upfield to make tackles.
Second and 10, Luck again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling could lead to no yards gained.
Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. Gurley's got the 1st down and then some. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. For Gurley, Charles, the well-documented struggles running the ball last year, just 6 touchdowns. He's got his first of what he hopes to be many in 2017.
And I know he spent a lot of time in the offseason reviewing 2016 to see how he can be a better runner, have better vision, find the holes. And I know that Los Angeles spent a lot of time in the offseason retooling the offensive line to try and help him.
Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They go with a screen to Gore. And he's going to be shoved down pretty hard. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Throwing is Luck. Over the middle, complete. That's Doyle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
We always look for breakout seasons, and Jack Doyle had one in 2016. 59 catches. What? He didn't even have that in the previous 3 seasons.
No, previous 3, 35 combined. But he was stuck behind Kobe Fleener for a while. He went to New Orleans, really opened things up, didn't it?
Yeah, and Dwayne Allen's been shipped off to New England, so Jack Doyle, truly tight end 1.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Luck. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Here's Jeff Locke now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Austin. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now we move to spotlight Tavon Austin. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part. But they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers would tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball game without having to actually do that. I wouldn't expect him to stay silent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Well, partner Gurley came on the scene in 2015 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's been all systems go from game one.
And they talked about easing him into the lineup, and that's really what they did. But once they got him in, they couldn't get him out. They had to feed him the ball more and more, and it's because of these types of runs. He just breaks defenses down with his power and his physicality.
From the 50, it's Goff. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And now Anderson is slow to get up, staying down after that last play. Hate to see this, week one of the season. We'll be back. After the interception, it's Long. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Doyle. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still, no yardage. Okay.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Down at score. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Another carry now for Gore. And he'll go down at the 28.